And that song just fills me with energy and gets me excited about the season for life and for living. You know, we did endure a great loss. And I think when one of us hurt, all of us hurt. Because right now it's hard for me to turn to my right and see Reverend Anisha with her eyes covered. Because I know what it's all about. It's hard for me to look at Reverend Wilma and know the hurt. Hard for me to look at our volunteers and know the hurt that we're experiencing as a community. When you see someone one week and then the next week, they're not here. But I want us to know that we never die. The spirit within us is God that comes alive. And sometimes the spirit has so much life that it needs to discard a body that has become weak and fragile, no longer can serve the purpose, but containing that life, that spirit, that energy. And so we know the spirit of Betty. I know right now I just see her in that hallway, grabbing at me and me reciprocating, just loving on each other. But she would tell us today, come alive and live. So can we do this service in her honor? Renaissance Community, all is well? And all is in divine order, the way it's supposed to be. Nothing's out of place. So we find ourselves in the second week of Advent, in anticipation and in preparation for the Christ birth. Are you ready? Not yet. Have you done all your shopping? Not yet. Men, where my men at? We better get on it. And so it is that we are preparing and anticipating the birth of the Christ within us. And we're hoping to see that guiding star that leads us, that guides us. And so we seek hope. We seek peace. We seek love. We seek joy throughout this Advent season. So right now I'm going to ask you to stand up. And just repeat after me. But as you say these things with me, come alive. Can you say, come alive? Ooh, that's pretty good. But let's do it one more time. Come alive. Come alive. All right, let's go with this. All that I was, all that I am, all that I hope to be is justified by faith. So in this season, I want hope revealed. I want peace revealed. I want love revealed. I want joy revealed. And there ain't no stopping us now. So air high five somebody as you sit down. All that I was, all that I am, all that I hope to be is justified by faith. Faith. All that I was, all that I am, and all that I hope to be is justified by faith. So the justification for the justification of who I was, who I am, and who I hope to be is predicated on the fact that I am made in the image and the likeness of God. And so if we know that, the justification for the justification of who I was, who I am, and who I hope to be is predicated on the fact that I am made in the image and likeness of God, I'm justified because God knows me. God knows me before I exited my mother's womb. And so with that knowledge of the relationship that you have with the Almighty Spirit, the Creator, it's nothing new. Nothing surprises the Creator about you, right? Nothing surprises the Creator about you. And we see in Romans 5, 1 through 5, therefore, having been justified by faith, I have peace with God through the Christ, through whom we have access by faith into grace. Can someone say faith, peace, grace? Peace, grace, peace. And that's where we are today. And the question we ask is, do you have peace? Brett talked about a peace index. Where are you on that peace index? On a scale of 1 through 10, do you have peace? 10 being the highest. Raise your hand if you're above a 5. Somebody said maybe. At a level 10, peace. Very few. And I had a lot of little alligator hands too. Little alligator hands right there. But this morning I want to talk to you about your peace of mind. Is it okay if I talk about your peace of mind? You give me permission to talk about your peace of mind? So I know a secret about you, about each and every one of you. I know a secret that some of you may admit to, some of you may deny, some of you may confess, some of you may conceal. But I understand your secret. Whether you have an open door policy or a closed door policy to your life, I know a secret about you and you and you and you. I know a secret. And I don't know if I should let the cat out of the bag. Should I? You don't mind? You won't be mad at me? Truth be told, I got some stuff I don't want you to know. Somebody said, oh my gosh. May not be illegal, but I got some stuff that maybe I don't want you to know. Now, I understand most of us hold our secrets close to the chest, don't we? Like playing cards, poker, spades, Uno. Anybody play those games? Used to. But we keep our cards close to the vest, don't we? I'm afraid to let you know who I really am. Because if you know who I really am, the things that I struggle with, you may reject me. You may judge me as unworthy. And then what do? Because there's only one me. That's all I have. I am that I am. But this secret that I know about you and me is common to every man and every woman. Your secret is not the problem that you think you're dealing with. Right now, everybody get a problem in your mind that you're dealing with. The problem is not the problem. Can you say that the problem is not the problem? The problem is not the problem. So where is the problem? What is the problem? I ain't telling. But the problem is not the problem because we know the problems come and problems go, right? At our age and stage in life, we're seasoned. And so we know the problems come and problems go. But the thing that I know about you and me, the secret, is that you want to escape into peace. Peace that surpasses all understanding. Am I right? We all do. Anybody ever felt like your life is in a bunch of pieces? A bunch of pieces that some kind of way got away from you. This part of you got away. Another part drifted away. And then all of a sudden, you're left in this space. Your secret is that you want to escape into peace. But the problem sometimes is that we've lived in a way that our peace is in pieces. Our peace is in pieces. Life out of control. Life out of balance. I don't know day from night. I don't know which way is up. Loose me. Will you? Life. All we want is consistent peace. Just like we woke up this morning. We got up. We came to this service. Or we went to Facebook Live and turned on this service. And all we want is the emotion, the feeling of worrying to get an eviction notice. Anybody ever received an eviction notice? I did. At age 22. I got a note. I kept throwing them in the trash. Then they came knocking at my door, tricked me, and said, "This is Pepsi Cola. You want a 6-pack of Pepsi." And so I opened up the door, and they gave me eviction notice and said, "Get out." Don't we want our worrying to receive an eviction notice for us and say, "Get out"? Can we all say, "Get out"? Worrying, get out. And it's the same thing with fear. Wouldn't we want to give fear a pink slip and say your services are no longer necessary? I don't need you scaring me any longer. I'm tired of feeling angry, frustrated, stressed out, confused, lost. Anybody ever felt those feelings? Feeling like I'm angry, I'm frustrated, I'm stressed out, I'm confused, and I'm starving for the presence of peace. Godly peace that surpasses all understanding. How do I get that peace? How do I come to the point in my life where I get the peace that surpasses all understanding, that surpasses all the gamut of feelings and emotions that are expressed within me in nanoseconds? How do I get to that peace? That's the question. That's what we want to answer. I'm turning on the TV. I'm turning to social media platforms. And all I'm hearing is breaking news. And all the breaking news is doing is breaking my spirit and keeping me from being in the spirit. And the breaking news is breaking me. Because now I'm feeding into the idea that chaos, confusion, is the law of the land. And so I wrap my head around doing workarounds. Anybody ever did a workaround? I'm dealing with something, but I don't want to deal with it right now because if I deal with it right now, it's too difficult. And so I do a workaround. And I don't address the situation, the root cause. And so I don't pluck that weed out of the ground. And because I didn't remove the root, it keeps on popping up. Anybody know that? When you don't deal with the root cause of the problem, it keeps popping up. And so I think I have peace, I think I have joy, and then it pops up again. It rears its ugly face again. And that's not talking about anybody in here. But that breaking news is designed to intentionally cause you to feel some kind of way, right? Chaos, crisis, panic. It sells. But it makes you feel like you need something. You're missing something. Something is missing from you. Your DNA was not complete, Adam Harris. There's something missing. And we got to find it. But we don't. Because if we look at this time of year, the Advent story, the Christmas story, the journey to Bethlehem, the miracle both, all of those things started out with the idea, I have to remove myself from the community of chaos, confusion. Because all I'm hearing is that can't be your baby. You're going to be a single mom. You're telling me the way you conceived that child is a miracle? No peace. No peace. Because I'm in pieces. My emotions and feelings are all over the place. When Jesus says, I leave you perfect peace, in John 14:27, peace I leave with you. My peace I give you. I don't give you as the world gives. Do not let your hearts be troubled, and do not be afraid. How many of us need a dose of courage? How many of us, if we're really being honest, we're stuck, stifled, we're stiff. And all we need is just a little bit of courage. And that courage moves us into peace. So the question is, will you accept the invitation to move forward? A couple of days ago, I was cleaning out my office. And I noticed the old typewriter. Does anybody here know what a typewriter is? I'm in the right place, some old people too. But the thing about it, when you sit down to a typewriter and you put in a piece of paper and you turn that little handle, remember that? And the paper started coming up and you sit there and you're thinking, in the old days, I don't want to start typing until I know what I'm going to type. Remember those days? And if you didn't have Correcto tape, whiteout, it was problematic. Because why? You had to start all over again with a new sheet of paper. And so when we talk about this idea of peace, a lot of us get stuck at that typewriter. thinking I got to write the perfect sentence before I make that move to type that first word and sentence. But we're here today to understand that now is the time to be courageous. Now is the time that we're saying we want to manifest more. We want to mastermind a new mindset, a new movement, a new spirit within ourselves. And that movement is all about producing a medicine that will soothe our scars from the past. Medicine that fixes anything that ails us. It's a journey for a lifetime. We've been talking about a challenge agreement. What is a challenge agreement? A challenge agreement is that I take a pledge to get off the social media platforms. I agree that I'll live a little bit different. There's a quote that talks about when you find your life in a place where there is no peace, it's a sign that you left yourself in pieces all over different places. Much as we give of ourselves, we leave ourselves in different places. Now, the challenge and the opportunity is that we have to go back and pick up the pieces. Can we say pick up the pieces? That used to be an old song, pick up the pieces. Say what? Pick up the pieces. But that's what we have to do. Because if we're missing something that will help provide us peace for the journey, we have to go back and get it. Not stay there. Just pick it up. Identify where we lost it and go pick it up and tell it, I have power, dominion, and authority, and I'm bringing you forward whole. And I ask some of you, where'd you lose the ability to love? Where'd you lose the ability to take risk? Where'd you lose the ability to start the business? When did you lose that confidence to step away from that job that's no longer fulfilling and say, I want something new? That's what we got to go and find out. Where did we leave that part of us? Because if we go back and identify it, we bring it forward with us and we become whole once again. So the challenge agreement is to pull ourselves away from media platforms, television, social media, radio, that keeps feeding us, filling us with programs that create the anxiety and the fear that causes us to appear weak when we're strong. That's our challenge. That's our opportunity. We still have the opportunity to sit at that typewriter and write the next chapter of our life. We call it masterminding. One of the most serious things that we engage in this unity community is masterminding. The idea that I don't have to walk alone. Where two or more are gathered, the presence of the Christ and the strength of the Christ is there. When we look at our life, we'll only be asked one question: did you fulfill the mission? The mission to love and spread peace. It's a very difficult thing to do. But I want us to just go through the exercise that I go through every day. Because I'm in one of those positions where usually people bring me problems. And when they bring me problems, and they want what they want when they want what they want, some kind of way they make me the problem. You ever had someone say to you, well, I got a question. Maybe you can help me, but maybe you can't. That's one of my pet peeves. Don't ask me for help and then tell me I can't provide you help before I open my mouth. Don't do that. But how many times have we had someone else's agenda walk on our agenda, and all of a sudden we don't have peace? About 15 years ago, I decided I was going to have peace because my life was in pieces, and I was trying to put it all back together again. I don't know if you can relate to me, but when things all around you are falling apart and you're giving of yourself, and all of a sudden you realize I've given so much that I'm in pieces, and I don't even know where I put myself. I'm just out there in the world drifting. But I got to come back whole again. And so I do this. Let's just close our eyes. We just get still with our eyes closed. And we visualize ourselves just being lifted up by an energy force that keeps pulling at us like a vacuum, trying to get us into an energy flow, an energy flow of peace, of love, of joy, of hope. And as you see yourself just levitating, ascending, floating above it all, whatever it is for you, it's the obstacle that interferes, interrupts with your flow of peace. See yourself levitating, floating, ascending to a higher and higher level. There you are. Resist the temptation to stay where you're at because it's comfortable. I'm used to it. I can deal with it. It's okay. The familiar habits, the familiar addictions, the familiar lifestyle. We affirm that we're better than the negative forces that's trying to pull us back into that old space. We're better than the chaos, the confusion that takes us away from the spirit of peace. We become relatable with the spirit of pushing out the things that no longer serve us and pulling in the things that fill us with happiness and joy and confidence. We deserve greater hope, greater peace, greater love, greater joy. Now you can open your eyes. Believe that for yourself and about yourself. This Advent season, we're growing through all the things that we're going through. Can we say that together? I'm growing through all that I'm going through. And so it is. Time has elapsed on us playing safe. It's time for us to have peace beyond any understanding. Believe it for yourself. I already see it for you. Renaissance Community, I love you. There's nothing you can do about it. Thanks for having me this morning. May peace be unto you. Thank you.